the topic I'm going to cover today is, should we reward kids for fighting against bullies? Now, as someone who has suffered terribly at the hands of bullies, knowing exactly how cruel bullies got, no, I wouldn't punish my kid who fought back against a bully. You know what? I wish I did. I honestly swear to God, wish I did, because you don't get into that much trouble at that age. Sure, you might get a few cross words off a teacher, but if I went out the house and somebody started on me, if I hit back and caused a split lip or whatever else, they would have me for TPH, and that is if they persisted in, harassing me up to the police because I was protecting myself. I don't know why, but the law is very unfair these days. I think it's just because they see things in terms of black and white. The thing is, though, I would never raise my hand to anybody. When I was about 5, 6, 7, 8, I would never raise my hand to anybody against the 4 walls of my own home. And I just wished at the time that other kids thought the same, because I think if I did hit out, I could probably hurt somebody, and I wouldn't feel good knowing I'd hurt somebody. I actually had to be encouraged to hit back. I remember telling my mum when I was young, and I was telling her what this girl had done, and and all this business, and she actually went, hit her. I'm like, what? And my mum encouraged me in the end to hit her, and I actually did. She I can't remember exactly now. This was about my first school, but I remember getting ragged down, and I just completely lost it, and I got held off by the head, and my mom came in, obviously, to the school with hair that this girl had ripped out, and she was going, look at what this awful girl has done to my daughter. And the teacher at the time was actually laughing, and my mum was a bit, what the hell are you laughing at, sort of thing. But apparently in the fight, the other girl had come off worse. So no way would I punish any kid of mine for fighting against a bully, but I wouldn't reward them because it's still fighting, and I don't want to encourage fighting, because I would never be like, well done, you gave this kid a black eye, high five, and then take them out for a treat to McDonald's. No. Rewarding them is telling them that they can always hit back when different situations call for a different way of handling the situation. And this is what kids don't understand. And I mean, kids that I went to school with who had a bit of a mouth, they were more able to scare kids without even having to hit back. Just have a mouth on you. Well, not towards the teachers, obviously, but you know, you need to stand up for yourself. And obviously, as people who watch me, they understand I have a speech problem. And when I was younger, I was worse, completely worse. Even if I tried stand up for myself at all, I wouldn't get heard. I think some teachers would try to talk to me. They would try to understand me, but you know, when you are looking at a person and they are so trying to understand you, but you haven't actually got attention or their understanding. I mean, I remember when I was in my middle school, I punched a girl and I liked it because this girl was a right bully to me, and I think you get to the point, even if you go with the idea of that you wouldn't really want to hurt a person, but when people are hurting you on a continual basis, you actually want to do something about it. I don't think any people understand. It's because you think in your head, what right have they got to hurt me, punch me, make me feel bad, and I have to always take it. So I punched her. And I remember having the conversation with the teacher, and I was speaking my mind for once, and as a child I actually went, am I supposed to be a human punch bag for every other kid? And the teachers told me, yes, but you can't hit people. Now, what sort of message is that sending a young child? You can't hit people who bully you. You can't hit people who do this, and this. Half of the time, I think I was too scared, or I hadn't got the strength to hit back, which was why a lot of the time the teachers were often on my side, because when teachers, you know, there's a fight going on and there's two people at it. I mean, I always remember that once I was in the sixth form, there was a fight outside. I'm like, oh my god. Next thing I know is one of the students, it went, isn't that your sister? And I was just like, right. And by the second I got out there, it had stopped. But if I saw something, I probably would have done something about it. Because I am an older sister, and I am hugely protective of my sister. See, the thing is, teachers need to be fair, or they need to be seen to be treating children as fair. And if two people are fighting, they will both get the punishment. They will both get the punishment because they need to be fair in terms of black and white. And I will tell you a little story now. I used to mislead kids at school because they'd always hell on me, harass me in, and I'd get told off, and I'd think, what the hell? I'm a good person. I'm not a naughty kid who deliberately goes out of her way to break rules and things like that. So I knew I was a good girl, not a troublemaker, and I didn't want to get told off because, again, I wasn't always the best because of my speech and lack of confidence to actually speak up and tell them for what it was or what exactly had happened or gone on. Let's just say, because I misled children and they said, "Oh, did you get into trouble?" I'm like, no, I did not, because they know I'm a good girl. And I did this for such a long time that they actually disliked me, and they'd actually go, well, that's not fair. That's not fair. If I did that, I'd get into trouble. It's fairity, isn't it? But see, the thing is, teachers have to go in terms of black and white. Or I will say one thing: if my son or daughter goes to school and it's the first time they've ever hit back, or they've actually been bullied and they get suspended, I think my husband would kick off and we'd end up both going down, because that would not be fair at all. And I think that's what it comes down to.